Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back along to another episode here on GWENDDWR. My name is Will, I am your Dairyman's Diary, and today we are, well, we're just kind of trying to get everything cleared up, really. We've got a few more bales left in the field that we're just, looks like we're trying to break our stack at the moment. So we're getting the last of the hay in. You may recall we did a little bit of a live stream where we got these all picked up not so long ago. So we only made the one field we had left to do, which was over by the local BGA, had about 15 bales in it by the time we finished. So this is the last of them. The aim is that we'll get these in nice and quickly. And then, it's another job done off the list. What we'll do after that, we're going to take one of these trailers away just to free up a little bit of extra space. Take it on up to the new yard that's been constructed. Have a look at progress there, because there's been a nice little bit of progress since we were last in, to be honest. Everything's coming along nicely. I'm just going to have to get as close to this pillar as we can without hitting the pillar. Which is there. That's lovely. And only 4 more and we're done. Nice and quick there today. So we're starting to get a few more bales under the covers, which is great news, fantastic. As we wait for the rest of the grass to grow, we're not too sure how much land we're actually going to, or how many bales we'll actually get, so with every barn we can fill up, it's a bit of a relief really. But we are getting there, step by step. There you go, that one a bit tight. Oh, there we go. So yeah, once we do that, then we've got to go and take these sprayer down to Dad's. We've got a little bit of, some of the crops need one more blast just before they're ready to go. Looks like we'll desiccate off some of the wheat over there. And then that's good to go, and it's firing, ready for harvest in probably about a week or so, which is fantastic to see. But yeah, it's really coming along. We've had some great weather that's really kept it going. Really helps it grow. We haven't had any rain in a while, actually. It's good news, but also quite worrying at the same time. It'd be nice just to have kick on some of this grass, just to get a nice little extra douse of rain. Stick that about there, and there we go. One more, and we're in. So we're starting to fill up at least. There's a few more barrels there. It's looking a little bit more like a stack than it was before. I'm hoping we can get at least double that amount, if not more. Judging on how many sand bales we now have stacked up, we'll have a quick look at those before we go any further. When we come to cutting the next ground, we might just be cutting all the headland and baling that as silage, and then the rest of it will go into hay. I think that should see us through, or at least I'm hoping it does. There we go, perfect. I'll string the JCB into the bale the way for now. That's lovely stuff. As I was mentioning there, as I come around the corner, you'll see exactly what I mean. Our silage bales are starting to look like quite a healthy stack. So we are really progressing through there. We'll probably just go for a few more. So like the headlands, like I said, the headlands of most fields will probably be sufficient. But we'll have to wait and see. So that's where we could be looking at that front. But yeah, nice little stack building up there. But for now, we'll leave the John Deere attached to its trailer. That can stay here. And as we need to use the New Holland with the sprayer on, we'll go and take the this trailer. We're going to go and run up to where the new shed is being built. There's been a little bit of progress there since we were last up there. So it'll be quite interesting to see that and see how it's coming, and you get an idea of what's going on there now. But we'll just take this on up. And yeah, they're really starting to kick up a bit of pace there now. Since they put the concrete floor in, they've really been able to catch up really and push on with what they need to do. So that's perfect news. It's really good to see. Completion time is probably at this stage, because it's only having basic electrics inside it, it doesn't need any plumbing or anything. Completion time is probably going to be about 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks or so. which is fantastic really, because then we can start using it just as we start to get a lot of the straw and the hay harvest back in, we can clear out equipment and park it here out the way, which is exactly the intention. So it's couldn't be any more perfect, really. So as you can see, as we work our way up here, you can see the beginnings of an A-frame, which is fantastic news. That is our new shed, and we're going to swing nice and, in fact no, we're going to reverse in here, I think. I put my gates on here as well the other day, just because we're starting to see a lot of metal lying around here before it went up on the frame, and yeah, that kind of thing has a tendency to go walking around if it's not looked after properly. So yeah, by just sticking a few gates on here, kind of keeps everything out of the way. Okay. So as you can see, we have the very beginnings of a frame of a shed. So this is, we're going to have two roller shutter doors, one of them being here, and the other one being here, so we can come in from two angles, which is good. Elsewhere though, it is just a very basic shed. We've got 4 roof panels, and the rest of it is listed all very simple frame here. It's going to be big enough for us to house quite a bit of our equipment without any worries. We should be able to stick in, well, it's our aim to stick into here, like the combine, the drills, the plough, the balers, and probably the foragers as well. So yeah, get those in there nicely out the way, and this is going to mean that we don't have to worry about them being outside. They're going to be protected by the from the weather, from the elements, but yeah, we just get somewhere safe to put them. The guys are doing a great job at working along and getting this completed. Like I say, they probably reckon about 2 weeks should have it all done. The roof is going on. I believe the roof and the side is going to go on shortly in the next week, and then it'll be, there's like a concrete wall that we'll have to put in around the back, and then they're going to put another floor down here, because this is just like a sub-base floor. So then they'll put another concrete floor into here, and then we're pretty much good. So yeah, it shouldn't take too long at all. We can't wait to see what it looks like when it's done. But yeah, all in all, it looks fantastic, as I'm sure you'll agree. And then we'll even have a little bit of storage space here if we want to bring like the trailers up. The groundwork's still aren't quite finished here. We need to continue the ditch. Probably put a pipe under that road there, and then the ditch can just drain out into there. But yeah, that's what we're looking at the moment. I'm quite happy with how it's progressing along. I think it's looking very good, and I'll be very happy once we can get in there. So stay tuned for that one, and we'll see some further updates, I think. But for now, we're going to just head back on down the road. We'll go and put the sprayer onto the back of this, and then yeah, we'll go and just get there. Look at the fields over at Dad's. They need to be sprayed off one more time. And away we go. So hope you're all doing very well today. Whatever you're getting up to, I know there's several of you who have gone back over to school. I hope that's going well. But if you are still working in the region, wrapping up last year's harvest and getting next year's harvest drilled, I hope it's going well. At the moment the weather's great for us. Like I say, we could always do a little bit of rain, just give that grass a little bit of kick and break up the ground a little bit. The ground's so hard at the moment, it'd be nice if it would soften up a touch. But we will see. We can never quite be too sure what's going to happen though, so we don't want to wish for too much rain, because we'll probably get stuck with about 3 months of it solid, and then I'll be complaining for the opposite reasons. I'm never happy. So we'll go back to the Hardy. And that's us all plugged in there. What I need to do though is we've got to be very careful when we pull this out of the shed, because if I lift it up too quickly, I'm going to shatter the booms off the top tier of the shed there, which would be horrendous. So what we'll do, we're just going to fill ourselves up with pesticides here, and we'll take it back on over to Dad's place, and we'll see what we can do from there. So hang with me for just a moment or two, and we will we'll get ourselves up and running. Alright then folks, quick change of plan before we head on over to Dad's. We're going to just do the one field we have up this end, and we'll get this one all sprayed off. What I need to do first is go shut that gate. We don't need this gate open, I'm just going to hit it with a sprayer if I do. Perfect. So we're spraying off here. If you have a look down there, you can see there's a little bit of green in the bottom of the crop. We're gonna kill her off, and that means that it's gonna dry out the crop a little bit. That grass typically tends to be a lot wetter, and we don't want to put that through the combine anyway. So we're gonna spray that off here and now. Once that's done, we give this crop probably in the region of about 10 days, and then it should be good to harvest. So. Depending upon the weather, depending upon how quickly it all dries out there, we'll see. But it's usually between about 10 days, 2 weeks. But let's just get ourselves out nice and wide here. What we do need to do is lift up our sprayer a touch. There we go. Excellent. And we'll engage that and off we go there. So nice and easily. A little bit light on the front end here. We do have the weight on the tractor this morning, but it's just a touch on the light side. So we've got to be a bit careful when we first start off, because sometimes we can understeer a little bit and go straight forward and miss our target. But we'll keep working on that one. We might have to get a bigger weight for the New Holland, I think. See what we can do there. But obviously as we go around, we use up spray, the back end gets a little bit lighter. Yeah, and we find we can handle things just a touch easier. But yeah, with a bit of time and a bit of patience, we can get this all done nice and quickly. As you can see there, just losing the front end a little bit. But we are getting through here, we're getting our job done, no problem at all. We will finish this field up. We're going to rumble on over to Dad's, where we've got 2 fields to run into there. And then yeah, that should be pretty much good. At the moment, I would say the field we're in now is the one that's more likely to be ready first. There's a little less green in it than the other 2. So that in an ideal world, that would be the case. We'll be able to get the combine up here first. Dad is working on the combine. He's servicing it over there. Nothing major needs to be done to it at all. It's just kind of basic winter servicing and getting everything ready. Tightening belts, greasing everything over, checking all the pulleys, making sure there's no obvious signs of damage, which there isn't at the moment, so that's always good. And then yeah, we will from there on in, it's time to bring out the combine really. Okay. So as you can see, we have our section control working well on the sprayer. Half is working. When we come over to an area that we've already sprayed, the boom sections will start to toggle off, and that's particularly good when we get to somewhere like the headland, because you can see this side is already stopped. Before I go crashing into the hedge, we'll stop there. And you can see the section control comes back on. Oh, I'm still light on the front end. There we go. So we'll get this field finished up here anyway. It won't take us too much longer. And then once we're done here, we're going to head on back over to Dad's, like I mentioned, and we'll see you on the road. Righto folks, nice and easily, we are flying along through the field there. We've lost a little bit of weight on the back, so it's a little easier to control. That being said, we're just going to take our time. Everything else is looking good apart from these 2 fields that we've got to go into down here, which shouldn't take us too long to do. There's probably about 26 acres between the 2 of them, I think, so we'll quickly get those sprayed off there. That's another good job done for the day. After that, we're going to be back to the yard where we can just do a few little odds and ends, get a few odd jobs tidied up. And then there we go. Lovely stuff. Yeah, we've got ourselves into these 2 fields here. The gate is just by Dad's actually, not too far away. Be interesting and be good to get into these fields and get them harvested. I haven't been in the combine for a while. Getting on to that time of year, I'm itching to get in there now. I just want to get all this hay done, and then we can move on and get the start the harvest. Right, we'll just pull ourselves in. Like that. It's perfect. So as the sprays unfold in here, as we have a good crop of wheat on our hands here. Looking nice and thick and even actually. That's very good to see. Be very intrigued to see how this yield comes along. But yeah, still a little bit of green down there, so we're gonna yeah, we'll get that sprayed off nice and quickly. What we're gonna do though before we get going is just set up my GPS so we're firing in straight lines, which is always important. And once we have that done, we'll be good to go. Perfect, just let that roll away. Something nice about travelling through the crops, let's get my door shut as well, when there's a full thick crop like this, spraying it off there, it's nice to see how it's looking. Get a feel for how the evenness of the crop across the whole field. Start to get your mind rolling about possible yields as well, which is always a risk. Okay, and look at us go, we're flying through here. What we will do at this stage, we're going to leave it here as we just crack on and get across these two fields. So thank you ever so much for watching. I do hope you have enjoyed. If you have, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to Simulation for the Nation for more if you've yet to do so. We will be coming back to you when we're getting stuck into the depths of the hay soon. And then after that, we'll be unleashing the beast into the barley fields. So stick around for that. It's not going to be too far away, all being well, and then we'll see how we're getting on. But until then, thank you ever so much for watching. Do stay safe, enjoy what you're doing as always, but most importantly, happy farming.